Welcome back. We got a surprise. We've got some more games. So I ended up in 10th place. I didn't make playoffs, but we're ending up doing a loser's bracket. It's called the Ahealy Cup, named after the guy that suggested it. So since the top 6 players made playoffs, the bottom 6 are doing our own loser's bracket for playoffs. So 7th and 8th place get a bye week, 9 and 12 play each other, and 10 and 11 play each other. So I'm playing Johnny in the Reel again. So for the playoffs, it's best of 3. You play 1 game of Gen 6, 1 game of Gen 7, and 1 game of Gen 8. And whoever wins 2 wins and moves on. So for the order of the games, whoever is the higher seed picks the first game, the first generation, I should say. And then whoever loses game 1 picks the generation for game 2. And if it goes to game 3, there's only 1 generation left. So I'll go through all 3 of my teams, and then we'll watch the game. So we've got Gen 6 here. I notice on my opponent's teams, he's got a lot of guys that I've had in different generations. Like I have Heatran, Virizion, and Granbull. And I know he has Starmie on one of his teams, so that's interesting. I think the biggest problem on his team is Mega Blastoise. He's really strong, and with his ability, Dark Pulse is basically stab. I think it was Scald, Ice Beam, Dark Pulse. I really cannot switch into. And you can get Aura Sphere for Ferrothorn and Bisharp. So Blastoise is the biggest problem, I think. And he's also bulky too. Like, I don't think I can really knock him out in 1 hit. And even knocking him out in 2 hits is going to be a challenge. So let's see what I brought. First we have Nidoking. We've got Scarf. That speed's probably to outspeed Crobat. Thunderbolt is for Blastoise. Ice Beam for Crobat and Latios and Gliscor. Then Ground and Poison cover for stabs to hit everything else. We've got Gardevoir again. I expected his counter to this to be Crobat, so I have Thunder Wave, so I can hit it if it switches in on me, and if it's slow, it's not really a threat anymore. And then standardish Hyper Voice, Psyshock, and Focus Blast. We've got Rotom. I was looking, and I thought that Nasty Plot Rotom would be really good, but it turns out Rotom doesn't learn Nasty Plot yet, so we're stuck with this. I ended up going a defensive set. Hidden Power Ice is for Gliscor, mostly for Gliscor. It also hits Latios. I think Toxic was for Latios, probably. Or just anything bulky that tries to switch in on this. And if we're on Rocky Helmet, I can get recoil damage on Virizion or Crobat. And Light Screen is to try to help withstand an attack from Blastoise. Got Ferrothorn. Got a Spicy Tech with Worry Seed for Gliscor to get rid of its Poison Heal. Spikes, I think mostly to hit like Blastoise. Trying to remember why I picked spikes over Stealth Rock. Must have been for Blastoise, so I could stack it. And Power Whip and Gyro Ball. Gyro Ball's getting into Crobat and Latios. We've got Starmie. Rapid Spin in case he brings Galvantula, because I don't want webs. Scald, Thunderbolt, Ice Beam, Thunderbolt for Blastoise, Ice Beam for Latios, and Fly Score. And last is Bisharp. What do we have? We got Knockoff, Low Kick for Heatran, Sucker Punch or Pursuit to hopefully deal with Latios. And I think the Chople Berry was for Hidden Power Fighting from Latios. I think that's what I was trying to take with that. Alright, so that's Gen 6. So you've got Gen 7, which is what I originally played against him in week 8, I think. Yeah, week 8. So we didn't make too many changes to this team. But I did lose, so I did have to make a few changes. Like Yuxi, I think, was the main thing. Felt like it wasn't doing enough. And I needed a better Zapdos answer. Alright, so we started off with Zeraora again. I got rid of the Z move because I didn't use it last time. To get some health. Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, Grass Knot, Knockoff. I decided against a setup move because he's probably just going to bring Meganium again. So I wanted Knockoff to hit off its item, and then Volt Switch to get some chip as I switch out. And he's still faster than Mega Lopunny and Starmie, so that's important. Grambles here again. I think this is just the same set. Rocky Helmet, Intimidate to deal with Lopunny. Sludge Bomb in case Tapu Bulu comes. Play Rough for Stab and for Lopunny. And then Super Fang or Thunder Wave to hit something switching in. Heatran, I believe, is also the same set as last time. It was just really good. It's hard for him to switch into Magma Storm. So I think I want to lead this and then just click Magma Storm, which I think I did last time too. And then I just want to make sure my leftovers don't get knocked off this time. Because if I keep those, it's going to be a big pain for him to get through Heatran. Superior, I want to say, is also the same set. Still got Defog because we're playing a Skarmory, but I need Hazard Removal. Leaf Storm, mostly for Seismitoad if it comes, and then substitute Leech Seed to help wear things down. We made a change on Heracross. I got rid of... I don't remember what my fourth move used to be, but I slotted in Substitute because I felt every time Heracross got in, I was like trying to predict what would come in and always ended up going for Rock Blast. But if I substitute and then they switch, I can get pick a better move for whatever comes in. And I also decided to be max hit points instead of max speed. I have a little speed to outspeed. I can't remember what it was. Did I write it down? No. It was to outspeed something potentially speed creeping me. But I want Volpe this week so I could take an extra hit. And last we've got Special Defensive Gastrodon instead of Yuxi. So I felt like Yuxi didn't really do what I needed it to last time. So I tried to find a different answer to Starmie and Zapdos. So if Zapdos doesn't have Hidden Power Grass, can't really hit Gastrodon. And the same for Starmie. So then we've got Toxic to get residual damage on them while they can't really hit me, and then I'll recover. Alright, and last we've got Generation 8. So since I had the higher seed, I got to pick which game we played first, and I decided on Gen 8, so this is the first game we'll see. His team looks really scary. He's got Talonflame, he's got Zarude, he's got Urshifu, he's got Garchomp. I think I wanted to use Landorus this game, because he doesn't have a lot of ground resistances. It's Zarude and Talonflame, and after that, Earthquake looks really good. So I'm pretty sure that was my plan going in. Alright, so we started off with Dragalge. I don't know how many times I've played Urshifu, but I feel like every time I play it, I happen to have a Dragalge, which is a pretty good counter to it. Ice Punch doesn't do too much, and then unless you want to Zen Headbutt and hope for some flinches, Urshifu can't do too much to Dragalge. And I don't think it has Swords Dance this time, I think. It's good for me. So we've got Rocky Helmet, in case he's not Protective Pads, since Scorpion Strikes hits 3 times, so it'll take, I think, almost like 48% just from the Rocky Helmet. And then we've also got Poison Point to also help punish contact moves. This should also help into Talonflame if it wants a U-turn or a Flare Blitz. So we've got Rest, because with Rocky Helmet and Poison Point, I'm happy to just sit there and take a hit, even if I'm asleep and can't attack back. Next we've got Landorus. We've got Max Attack Scarf. Like I said, Earthquake is pretty good, and also U-turn. And then we've got Rock Slide for Talonflame. I think I didn't really need any other moves, so I just put Defog on last, in case he tries to get a lot of hazards. We've got Unaware Clefable. This is to deal with Garchomp, in case it tries to do like Swords Dance Scale Shot. So that's what Moonblast is for. Knockoff is just to hit, to knock off some items on whatever might want to come in. And then Soft Boiled for healing. We have Scizor with Protective Pads and Swords Dance. So with Protective Pads, it won't get hurt by Rough Skin from Garchomp, and it won't get burned by Talonflame's body. So I think Dual Wing Beat hits most things pretty well on his team. Superpower is for Empoleon. And Bullet Punch is for Priority. And for Comfey. Got Physically Defensive Vaporeon. Another decent answer to Urshifu with Water Absorb. Scald to try to burn something, and then just Wish and Heal Bell to keep my team healthy. And last is Necrozma. Necrozma is Swords Dance. I really wanted Knockoff on this team, I forget why. So I don't have too many hazards. I think maybe to try to knock off the Protective Pads, or like a Shuka Berry, so Landorus could use Earthquake more freely. But I'm a bulky set because I needed something that could take on so I could Swords Dance on it, knock off Earthquake, and get some damage. Alright, so that's my team, and let's get to the games. Alright, here's our first game. Like I said, I got to pick the generation since I was a higher seed, and I picked Generation 8. Alright, so let's start. And apparently my opponent prepared for the wrong team for Generation 8. I think he saw he prepared for the right teams for the other generations, but this one he was looking at the wrong team. So he led Urshifu, I led Clefable. I think I just wanted rocks, yeah. I'm max defense. I wasn't worried about any single hit from Urshifu. Now we're bringing in Necrozma, or Slowking Galar, check. Then we get in some knockoff. Find out he was Choice Scarf. Now we bring in Jigalgi. So we get some chip from the Rocky Helmet. I think I just bring in Clefable. Yeah, and Garchomp. I'm pretty sure that's just max attack. But I am unaware, so even if he Swords Dances, he's not going to be doing any more damage than that. So Colosso has a unique ability, I think it's called Steam Engine, where if it's hit by a water, I think, or a fire move, but it'll gain +6 speed. But it still takes damage, and it's 4 times weak to water, so I wasn't too worried about that. That's why I've got Vaporeon to check it here. Now I'm just going Scald, try to get a burn. And Zaru doesn't have great moves this generation. I don't think it has close combat yet, and it doesn't get knockoff. So it's not as threatening as it is in Generation 9. So I switch out of Talonflame. And he hits me with Brave Bird. He takes a lot of recoil, and we knock him out with Draco Meteor. So Landorus Earthquake's looking pretty good at this point. Bring Clefable again to take a hit from Garchomp. Dragalgi's weak, so I can't really switch it in. So I take out Urshifu with the Moonblast here. But now I can't really switch into Garchomp. So I need to find an opportunity to get the Fable in so I can heal it. Maybe pass it a Wish from Vaporeon. But yeah, even with a crit, Slowking can't do too much to Necrozma. I keep knocking off. If he doesn't U-turn, I think we get a Swords Dance on Zarude, and then what was it? Dual Wing Beat. Does a lot of damage to everything except for Colossal. So we sacrifice Dragalgi here because we can't really bring in Clefable. But he didn't know we were unaware, so he goes for a Solutions. And I guess when we brought it back in, he realized he was unaware. So he switched out. I think we go for another Scald here, probably. No, a Wish. They heal Necrozma. So we switch out. It's Scizor again. Keeps U-turning, but he keeps taking Stealth Rock damage, so it's fine with me. I know I wanted Chip on Garchomp for something here. I think it was for Landorus Earthquake. So we bring in Landorus, and Scarf's way out speed, and Colossal's 4 times weak to ground, so it dies in 1 hit. I don't think I would have been able to kill since it resists, but he has Synthesis. So he's back to just U-turning. I get another knockoff, find out Slowking was a Soul Fest. We take a hit from Garchomp, knock it out with our own Earthquake. And now that Garchomp is gone, Clefable's free. Switch into Zarude over and over with its max defense. Alright, so those last 2 guys cover each other pretty well. Slowking Galar keeps getting Regenerator each time it switches out, and Zarude has Synthesis, so it can keep healing. So basically I need to either get a U-turn on Zarude with Landorus or an Earthquake on Slowking Galar. Because otherwise they're just going to keep switching between each other and healing forever. And there's Stealth Rocks on my side of the field, so I'll keep taking chips switching around. I think I Earthquaked there, hoping he would hoping to catch a switch to Slowking. Yeah, an Earthquake isn't doing much to Zarude. So, he reveals he does have a Dark move. Now we've got Landorus back in. I use U-turn in case he tries to stay in. I think I Scald here. Yeah, because if I get a burn on Zarude, which I do luckily, he can't really hurt Clefable anymore. And he's taking a little burn chip damage each turn. But yeah. He was only doing 20% with Power Whip. So Zarude can't really hurt Clefable. So if we get rid of Slowking, Clefable will be able to finish off Zarude. We do have Wish on Vaporeon to help keep everyone healthy. And Clefable also has Soft Boil, so it can keep itself healthy. On fast. I think this goes on for a little bit. I think I pass a Wish to Landorus now. And then with Intimidate and Burn, he shouldn't be doing any damage to me anyway. Yeah, 20%. So, I try to Earthquake, hoping he'll switch. But I am locked in at this point with my Scarf. But he's only down to 2 Synthesises, so we're wearing him down. And he lets the Zarude go down, and then we take out Slowking with an Earthquake. So that was our first game, we won. So now Johnny gets to pick for game 2, and he picked Generation 6. Alright, here's our Generation 6 game against Johnny and the Real. This is game 2. We lead Rotom. I think I just really didn't want Blastoise to lead off, so I needed something that could do some damage to it. Then we bring in Starmie on Heatran. We get a Rapid Skip in, because he doesn't have any Ghost types. And I don't want Rotom taking damage. At this point I decide that the damage on Blastoise is probably more important than keeping Starmie. I don't think he has Wish on his team, so if I deal damage to Blastoise, he isn't healing it back, so I just go for a Thunderbolt. And he has Dark Pulse, but I've got a Colbur Berry, so it does half damage, so I can take one hit and do more damage to him, so he's only at a quarter health now. I'm not sure if Paralysis matters. He could have been maximum speed, I guess. And then he would have outsped Gardevoir on the turn and Mega Evolved. But I do Focus Blast there, in case he switches to Heatran on a Hyper Voice. And luckily I hit. So that's Blastoise gone. I don't want to stay in versus Crobat in case it's like nasty plot Sludge Bomb or something. I think it reveals, yeah, physical poison moves. That would have done a lot. But it takes Rocky Helmet damage and Life Orb damage. I tried to Volt Switch on it, but he goes Gliscor. And I think I Hidden Power Ice here. Yeah, which is just over half. But with Poison Heal, it wouldn't have killed, but he goes for Facade, takes some Rocky Helmet, and we knock out Gliscor. We got Ferrothorn to take on Latios. Hoping that it's not HP Fire, but it is. I don't know if the crit mattered. Maybe? But now we just go to Gardevoir. I'm pretty sure I knock Latios out at +1, but he goes for another Calm Mind, so he survives it. He survives Hyper Voice, and then hits me with a super effective Shadow Ball. I can't remember if I was thinking of Shadow Ball when I played this, but I was looking at Latios' moves and wasn't too scared of any hit he had. But I do have a little bulk on Gardevoir instead of being max speed, so he might have expected that to kill at +2. But we've got some bulk, so we take out Latios. And in comes Crobat again. Go to Bisharp. Trying to catch a poison move, which I would be immune to. And we get a knockoff onto Heatran. So here I realized Heatran is a little bit faster than Bisharp. I think it's base 77, and Bisharp is base 70. So I switched out here. And he gets me with Magma Storm. But now I think Gardevoir comes in because it's faster. And we get the Thunder Wave. Yeah, I'd already shown Focus Blast. His Tropical Berry was gone, so I expected him to switch. And if he went to Crobat or Virizion, I would have been happy with the Paralysis. But here comes Virizion to outspeed me. And we go Nidoking. And I switch because I think maybe I should have won Earth Power, but why did I switch? I expected him to switch. And then I completely forgot that Bisharp was slower, and I tried to click Low Kick and just died immediately. Sucker Punch did like 30-ish%, so I definitely should have went Sucker Punch. But now Nidoking can't mark into any move to kill Heatran and Virizion. It turns out Virizion can't do too much to me. Well, half, but it's a 3-hit kill, and I'm faster with the Scarf. So if I had Sucker Punched Heatran, Ice Beam might have done enough to kill, maybe. And then I would have been able to 2-hit kill, or maybe a 1-hit kill Virizion. So that was bad on my part. But another close game, and then for the last game we're going to Generation 7. which is a rematch of our regular season game. So here we are, game 3 of the set. Whoever wins and moves on. I forget why I didn't record these live, but I'm glad I didn't, because each game was about half an hour. So it would have been almost an hour and a half if I recorded them live. But here we are, game 3. He switched out Makalola for Seismitoad since our last game, and I switched out Yuka for Gastrodon. So we've got 5 of the same Pokemon as the last time we played. Pretty sure I led Heatran again. No, I led Superior. Well, that's good. I think it was that I'm faster than most things. Yeah, if it was low punny leading, I could have switched into Gramble. And if Starmie led, I'm pretty sure I survive. I don't know about Specs Ice Beam, but definitely, maybe I survive a Specs Ice Beam. But definitely a neutral, no boosting item Ice Beam, and then I can Leaf Storm to kill him. And then so that's why I led Superior, and then it's faster than everything else and can click Substitute and then Leech Seed, which I do here. I get a little bit of health on Skarmory. I might have been able to do Substitute a couple times to get more Leech Seed damage, but we go Zeraora, resist a Brave Bird, get some of that health back, and I think I knock off here, anticipating Meganium to come out again. So we switch out to Heatran. He goes for Toxic, which we're immune to, so we're going for a Magnastorm. And we miss. But we Protect, we want to see what kind of move he's going for. And then we go to Gastrodon. He's got Z-Psychic with an Analytic boost, because I switched out. And that does just over 60. So his next hit will not do as much. So it's not Analytic, so I'm slower, and it's not a Z move, so I don't know how much Psychic does, but it's like maybe 30. So I just stay in and recover. And then I think we go to Heatran this time on a Skarmory as he gets a Hazard up. We go Magma Storm again. We hit him. So we get the chip damage. We Protect to try to get more chip, but he recovers on our Protect. Why did I stay in? I wanted Stealth Rock, and I don't know about. I think I survived a Hydro Pump, even definitely a Scald. But yeah, I'm very specially defensive, so I survived a Water hit. So I stayed in to get Rocks, get a little more chip damage. And now we're back out to Gastrodon. Spins away the Rocks. And it's a Scald. He decides to get another Spike, so we're able to take out Skarmory here with another Scald. So if we get in Superior to Defog, that'll be the end of his hazards. Unless Seismitoad has a Stealth Rock. So here we go, Gramble, or Low Punny check. Takes a lot from Spikes and Return. But we're doing a lot of damage back to him, so it's fine. Heatran comes out on Zapdos. I think last game I decided he wasn't Hidden Power Ground. He was like Roost, Thunderbolt, Heat Wave, and he didn't show Hidden Power Ground. So I decided he must have been Hidden Power Grass for Gastrodon. So I'm going Heatran here to see if he's the same set. And I think I Protect on this turn. No. Oh, this is the turn I made a really good switch. Yeah, I think I decided if he was Hidden Power Ground, he'd use it, and I could switch in on that. And if he wasn't, then we get Superior in the Defog. So we defog, but he realizes that, so he just attacks. He's like the max special attack Life Orb. But it's still not enough to take out Superior. So I think we get a Leaf Storm here, yeah. It doesn't do too much to Zapdos. We're getting a little health back. We've got Gastrodon, he's got Heat Wave, and Roost. So he might be the same set as last time. And we get a Toxic on Low Punny, trying to get Zapdos, because it was a big pain to take out last time we played. Sending Gramble again, no spikes wearing it down. But it is dead to another return. Yeah, I stay in to get more Rocky Helmet and Toxic Chip, if he is interested in staying in. And then I think I go Zero Aura, since I'm faster. Go Volt Switch, because if he switches to Seismitoad, I've got Grass Knot. And I saw he's not Rindo Berry. So I think it kills Seismitoad at this point. But we get to bring out Heracross now. And we get Substitute, Dragon Tail doesn't break our sub, and neither does Earthquake, since we resist it. So we get to Pin Missile and take out Meganium, and we're still behind our Substitute. So we get to take out whatever comes out next. But since he went Low Punny, I realized I could keep clicking Substitute as Toxic takes it out, and then I have a Substitute up against whatever comes in next. But he has Drain Punch, and honestly, I don't think I knew that Drain Punch heals if you knock out a Substitute. But turns out it does, so he gets out of... So he gets a little health and survives that turn of Toxic damage. I tried to Substitute if he does it again, but he doesn't. So Starmie comes in, takes out our Substitute, but we get to take out Starmie with Pin Missile. Here comes Zapdos, we're out to Heatran. I think Stealth Rock was in case Low Punny wanted to come in later. It would take 12% from Stealth Rock, and then it would die after whatever it does to Poison. But he brings in Low Punny, so it can get off one more attack. But I've got Protect. So it goes down to Toxic damage anyway. And here comes Seismitoad. So I switch out to Heracross to potentially sack it, and he shows Rain Dance. So that means he's Swift Swim, and now his speed is doubled. So he's faster than my whole team, probably. Yeah, I'm sure he went out of his way to be faster than Zero Aura. So now he's a big threat. He's got, looks like 4 turns to do as much damage as he can. So he tried to switch around. He shows he does have Hidden Power Grass, but it's only doing about 60%. And since he used Rain Dance, I decided he was Swift Swim instead of Water Absorb, so I'm able to Scald him for 40%, which is also boosted by the rain. That limits how much he can attack, since Life Orb is also wearing him down. So we try to sacrifice, he switches to Heracross. He goes for Hidden Power Grass again, so we actually survive that hit. But then we die to Sludge Wave. But the rain is now up, so we can bring in Zero Aura and attack him. And even if he switches out, Stealth Rock will knock him out if he tries to come back in. So it's just Zapdos left pretty much. We knock off his leftovers, and then we find out his last move is Toxic, I believe. Pretty sure he is toxic. Yeah, there it is. So he's just trying to stall me out at this point. But between Heatran and Gastrodon, I don't think he can really do that much. They probably should have just went Gastrodon to begin with. Yeah, with Thunderbolt and Heat Wave, he's not doing too much damage. And eventually I do switch, and I finally get a Toxic on Zapdos. Eventually. Here I decided he was going to roost. I was wrong, but he Toxics me, I recover, and now I've got a couple chances to hit Toxic on him. And we get it there, so that's the game. Just have to wait out Zapdos until the Toxic is too much damage. Earthquake there in case he roosts. We end up both going down to Toxic. Seismitoad switches in and takes Stealth Rock damage. And that's the series. So I win 2-1. Yeah, that was 3 really close games. So next week, for the second round of playoffs, for the losers bracket, I'm playing Rillix again. Which is kind of funny because I played Johnny in the Real week 8, and then Rillix week 9, and then playing them again 2 weeks later each. Alright, so see you for the next series.